Hello guys, NautoAisDx here once again, and this is going to be my vlog on Nintendo. Yes, finally, the real vlog, me giving my thoughts on anything related to Nintendo as of right now. But mostly, basically, it's going to be about Nintendo's going to mobile, Project NX, and excuse me, and the big thing that happened last week, a Nintendo Direct. I'm gonna give my thoughts about it, and of course, unfortunately, Amiibo. Yes, once again, Amiibo was announced, and let's just say chaos happened. All right, so that's gonna be my part about my vlog on Nintendo. So the first thing I want to talk about first, because it's fresh in my mind, is my thoughts on the Amiibo situation as of right now. And the question probably is thinking, did it get better or did it get worse? And sadly to say, and I'm surprised this actually can happen, it actually got worse. So, if you've been following Nintendo last week, there was a Nintendo Direct that basically happened on April the 1st. And mind you, in Japan was April the 2nd. So, that's the reason why people were like skeptical excuse me, in America, because they thought, oh well, it's April's Fool. But in reality, is it's April 2nd in Japan. All right, so one of the thing part of the Nintendo Direct that they mentioned was, oh, Wave 4 Amiibo is coming out in the end of May. Oh, and guess what? In July, they're going to be Wave 5, and in September, it's Wave 6. So right now I want to focus on Wave 4 because of the event that happened on Wave 4. And boy, it wasn't really pleasant. So one of the bombshells that happened in the Nintendo Direct during the Amiibo announcement was Grandpa Iwata basically said, well, here's the Wave 4 Smash Brother. Oh, there's also going to be Splatoon Amiibo and Yarn Yoshi Amiibo, form of a yarn doll plushie, Splatoon Amiibo, and finally, Animal Crossing Amiibo in card form. I guess one of those brand new e-reader. Well, that'll be a different story. But the most focus here is Super Smash Brother for the Wii U and 3DS Wave 4 Amiibo. One of the bombshell announcement that Amiibo fan, let's just say quote unquote, got upset is, like I said, Grandpa Iwata said, oh, guess what? There's also going to be retail exclusive Amiibo. Yes, facepalm. Yep. If you know what happened in Wave 3, some of the people couldn't even get certain Amiibo. Heck, I couldn't even get Meta Knight, Rosalina and Luma, and Lucario. I didn't see a Lucario or Rosalina. I tried getting Meta Knight, couldn't do it. Too many people were just so much demand, and people just they're not making enough. Nintendo doesn't make enough, so it's the same usual situation. Same deal what happened. Jigglypuff is at Target. The minute the pre-orders open up, within 7 minutes, it was closed. Same goes with Green Ninja at Toys R Us. It closed. NES, in the other hand, was a different story. I did manage to get a NES secure, so I gotta give thanks to the employee at GameStop I went to. And that's gonna be the big story. Because I was trying to get Amiibo at least in Toys R Us, Best Buy, or Target. No avail. The minute they opened the pre-order, within 7 minutes, it got closed. GameStop actually had a bigger window, which I'm surprised, but it wasn't so pleasant. But at the same time, I know a lot of people flack on GameStop. I mean, to some extent, I do. But in this situation, you gotta blame Nintendo, not GameStop, because what happened was there was a reporting in a Amiibo website news that, oh, if you want to pre-order Amiibo at GameStop, you gotta go there at 12 Pacific. Well, I live in West Coast, so 12 Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 2 o'clock Central Time. So you kind of get the idea there. And what happened was I went there at 11:30. By the time I went there, I was like, let's see, I was 8 in line. So And what happened, they were supposed to start at 12 noon, and their server, in order to take your pre-order and get your information, the website crashed down. So we had to wait like 1 hour, believe it or not, that's not a joke, 1 hour, just until they basically started working on the website, and it finally did. And the sad part for me, well, I mean, the good news is I was able to manage GameStop's exclusive NES. Oh, again, games to the GameStop. If you're hearing my voice, you know you are. I want to give thanks to you. So I secured NES. I was able to get some of them. I was able to get a Wario and Pac-Man. I was gonna get Charizard, but I said Pokemon. They're always common. That's why probably they were exclusive. But the main focus beside NES was I wasn't trying to get Lucina and Robin. And apparently, from what I heard, they didn't get enough because by the time I went up there, they were gone. I'm like, oh, man. And I can't really rage on that, so I just said, well, whatever. Let's see what else can I get. Can I get this and that? And they did help me. I was able to secure at least some of the Amiibo that I wanted. I wanted all of them because I'm an Amiibo collector. I try to collect all of them. And so far, the only complete set I have is Wave 2. That's it. But the rest, I'm still missing some. And I'm also planning to get Mart. And for anyone there, remember, Mart's also going to come at May. So keep an eye out. Pre-order it on GameStop if you have to. But I think they're probably now starting to make more. Hopefully. And also in the long run, Villager. I still want a Villager. I know the story. So, again, same deal. I mean, heck, it was so bad that the GameStop website, people were waiting for it. They couldn't even pre-order. And then after a while, push got to shove, GameStop basically said, oh, guess what? We're done. We're not taking on more pre-order. And so if you didn't go to the store and pre-order your Amiibo Wave 4, we're sorry. And for this part, you can't really play in GameStop. Like, I gotta give props to GameStop. Like, the GameStop I went to, it was only one guy, and he was dealing with two computers. He was calm. He knew what the person was doing. Yeah, it's a he. Come on. Well, yeah, but it was a he there. Let's just keep it that way. Anyway, the GameStop employee was there. He had to deal with two customers at a time. Again, props to that GameStop employee. Like I said, hey, if you hear my voice, if you recognize my voice, props to you. So, excuse me. So, yeah, the bottom line is it was even worse than before. And people think, well, shouldn't they learn this lesson about it? Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate a bit here. But note, I'm not defending Nintendo. I like Nintendo, but I also acknowledge, and I'm being critical and objective, Nintendo also screw up. They also screw up a lot of things. Because if I were a Nintendo fanboy, I would defend Iwata and say, oh, he's the greatest CEO ever. Which, as of right now, still, my position is, I don't think he's that great. But however, remember one of my preview V-blog about Nintendo that he might get a chance. But, like a slim chance. But still, I'm still on the side of, they need somebody new. Grandpa Iwata gotta step down. There'll be a different V-block there. I'll explain that. But right now, again, this is going to be Amiibo. So, excuse me. So, did Nintendo learn their lesson again? This is going to be tricky? And the answer is, I hope they did. But it doesn't look, right now there's no proof that they did. But also, you got to also understand about the situation with Amiibo. There have been reports about the manufacturer timeline on Amiibos on Wave 4. There was a report, I think I read this on Go Nintendo. Again, it could be rumor, it could be not. That Charizard and NES were manufactured within 4 weeks in the month of January. So basically, the report here that people, again, it could be rumor, it could be not. Nintendo's not really saying anything about how they manufacture or the procedure for Amiibo. All everybody knows is that Amiibo was made in China, so chances are they're outsourcing to China to make Amiibo, so they then bring it to other country. Because again, why China? Again, apologize to be political a bit here, but because it's cheap to manufacture manufacture stuff from China in a cheap price with mass production. Okay, if you know the story about Foxconn, that's why. And if you don't know, I would just suggest Google it about Foxconn, and you'll understand why. I don't know. No, I don't think they're made by Foxconn here because it's not an electronic factory, but it's the same situation. Why? So, like I said, did they learn their lesson? We don't know. Hopefully, but there's no proof. But wait for what's manufactured. Probably, I'm just gonna guess January, February, and March. That's what I'm guessing. So that's what the reason why pre-order started April the 2nd. Because they probably said, okay, by March on January we're only gonna do NES and Charizard. Do as many as you can with the budget that we have. Same goes with say Wario and Lucina and Pac-Man and Robin. They probably were manufactured in a month. So that's again could be rumor. I could be wrong. I don't know, but that's what a lot of people were saying that the report how the procedure worked. Second, I'm just gonna give a little bit of back history about this about factories and how it works. And the reason why I know this a little bit because I have friends that actually owns a factory. One of my friends actually owns a clothing factory. So they make clothes including shoes, belt, pants, shirt, skirt, blouse, you name it. It's a clothing factory. And the story was at one point, and again, you can believe me or not, it's up to you, my friend here. Nike actually, this is a long time ago, by the way, so like 2002, 2003, long time ago. A friend of mine. So basically, he told us a story about that Nike actually approached them, say, "Hey, we want you guys to help us manufacture shoes. We can pay you this much, but then there's a deal. It depends on how much you pay. They also will tell you, can you manufacture this amount in this certain amount of time and day? A lot of time, that's basically how it works. Okay, you know, let's just say the customer, the customer say, hey, we're gonna pay you $1 million if you can make 500,000 Nike shoes within 4 weeks. There you go. Can you do it or not? And sometimes the problem is it depends how big your factory is. And unfortunately, my friend is that his factory is not that big. They don't have a lot of machine. I think they only had like medium size. I'm just gonna say that. I don't know this exact number. And unfortunately, the estimated said, no, not really. We can't make this much in this certain time. So Nike said, well, oh well, that's unfortunate, and the deal never came through. So basically, here's the thing how it works. Let's try Nintendo here. So Nintendo basically say, we'll pay you. This is just number coming from my head. It's popping out of my head. It's an example, so don't take it for real. But again, just trying to understand like how it works, the guideline there, to my best of my ability. Okay, Nintendo probably say to the Amiibo factory at China, we'll pay you $1 million to make, and for Wave4 to make, say, this amount of Amiibo Wave4. Each one's gonna be probably 500,000 unit per character, and you have 6 months to do it, and that's the point. And they have to make that deal, and they have to basically make sure they can't flip flop, and they can't go in the middle. Oh no, we can't. This is all we have. Let's make a deal. No, they're paying you $1 million for 3 months in order to get at least to make, let's just say, okay, 50,000 Amiibo, maybe 10,000 per character or something, or maybe 60,000. There you go. So that's the problem sometimes with the factory, and that's why it's kind of a bit confusing. Is they probably didn't pay them a lot, so they're not manufacturing a lot. Maybe they'll do again later on, because they can always say again, hey, here's another, let's just say, extra $500,000, make more of Wave 4. They probably, here's my guess, they probably paid them, let's say, not a lot of money, so they probably couldn't produce a lot, and they were probably just told them to produce a certain amount of time within 3 months. So, again, it is a little bit confusing. I do apologize, but that's how it works. You can't just say to a company, "Oh, they gotta make more, they gotta make more, they gotta make more," because Nintendo, again, you gotta understand, morality may be low on Nintendo, but you also gotta understand that they gotta make sure that the product they sell, they guarantee it'll be sold out, which it shows. So there you go. So why not make more? Well, maybe now they learn and they know what's the situation. They're gonna do it, because you gotta understand, Amiibo for them or the toy is something new. Oh well, they did. Excuse me. They did toys in the past. Yeah, but that was a long time ago. Iwata wasn't a toy expert. And the reason also in the beginning why he even did Amiibo, because he saw Skylander in Disney Infinity, it was popular. So they wanted to jump in the bandwagon. You say, well, why would he do that? Because you gotta understand, Nintendo for the past 3 years, they did not make a lot of money. They lost a lot of money within 3 years. And Nintendo and Iwata's basically main focus throughout his lifetime is to make Nintendo get some profit back, or Nintendo-like profit, as he calls it. Yeah, he's fixated with that because he has to. Because if Nintendo lost a lot of money again, then he's out of the job. I mean, as a consumer, you're probably not going to care to some extent. For shame, maybe me too. But you gotta also think about, put your foot in Iwata's shoes. You're there to support your family. Oh, I'm out of the job, or now I'm getting paid less, or whatever. That's why. So, I mean, it is more than meets the eye. It's really convoluted, but it is unfortunate that the reason why Nintendo's still stuck in the past is that they're always very cautious when they manufacture stuff. Yeah, to some extent, maybe right so, because look what happened to the Virtual Boy, the Wii U, and the 3DS. From what I heard, they mean a lot, basically hoping, or they thought in the beginning, oh, it'll sell a lot. Yeah, don't worry, we're Nintendo. This is gonna sell a lot. People will like it. Well, Virtual Boy didn't sell a lot. The Wii U didn't sell a lot. Heck, the 3DS didn't sell a lot in the beginning until they did an immediate price drop. And they even had to basically compensate to the early adopters by giving them free games rather than Nintendo coupons, which I think that's even much better. Yeah, whatever, but yeah, then that's what happened. I didn't do it because I didn't buy a Nintendo 3DS until late, so I probably should have at one point, but water under the bridge. So yeah, it is frustrating about Amiibo. I'm with the Amiibo fan. It is BS what's going on. I mean, it is so bad that I told this story before, that Nintendo in their social media site basically were just trying to celebrate Easter with promoting Amiibo. And one of the questions was, well, what Amiibo did you get, or what do you want to get during Easter, or something down the line? And the response were just, let's just say, it was nasty. I was laughing some of them because some of them are way taking it too far. And if you listen to my previous vlog about tips on how to deal with the Amiibo fever, just listen on that one. And again, the gist of it is, I'll make it quick here. One is, be patient. There'll be other opportunity. Two, just be aware. Go to Arm Amiibo, Go Nintendo, or any website that has Amiibo. They'll let you know, hey, there's going to be a pre-order. Get it. Three, if it's really that bad, let the company know. Let people know. Let your voice be heard. Say something about it. And then fourth, push cut to shove that really are quote-unquote upset with Nintendo. Don't support them. Vote with your wallet. Heck, boycott them, or even push cut to shove, try to report it to the BBB. You say, they're being jerks or whatever. Because you can, if you think, in your own opinion, that's the keyword, your opinion, but you gotta back it with facts, we know. But if your opinion, you think Nintendo's not doing something that you don't like, you can send them, like, some sort of message to the BBB, and they might do something about it, but also chances are they're probably not going to do anything about it. Because again, even so, is morality versus legality. You gotta understand, in any business rule, as long as it's not illegal, they're not breaking any law, you really can't do anything about it. Well, should moral be a part of law? Well, that's integrity, that's just your personality. I mean, I believe that morality is more important than legality, but when it comes to business, you're trying to make a profit. Sometimes legality is probably your best friend than morality. Just putting it out there. I mean, it's wrong, but again, what can you do? It's the business. So, again, yeah, it is unfortunate what happened. It was so bad. People were so upset. And hopefully they do rectify this. There are been articles about Nintendo how to fix it. They said, just make more, and make more. Maybe in the long run, they finally got a handle of Amiibo. They understand what's going on. Maybe they are going to make more. Probably they're gonna willing to spend more money to make more. Yeah, the gist of it, what happened, why they didn't make a lot, and yes, to some extent because they want to create false scarcity, false artificial scarcity, or artificial scarcity, false demand. Nintendo want people talking about this, putting it on a website, giving your opinion like I'm doing right now. I know, but what? What it is, what it is. Gotta give my opinion about it. They want that. Yeah, it may be wrong, but that's not illegal. Again, you gotta keep that in mind. And also, they're very cautious because there was time that they did take risk, and it failed. The Virtual Boy failed. That took a risk. 3DS with no glasses 3D. It was a good idea, but the price wasn't there. But they remember them. They never sell a console at a loss. Nintendo never does, and that failed. The Wii U. A personal second screen experience that failed, and I mean they did some bad business, some shoddy business, but again, it's not illegal. If it's not illegal, you get away with it, and that's an unfortunate part, but it is what it is. So they were saying, I mean, according to Nintendo, they were saying that the reason that they didn't make a lot is they want to test the water to see if people will like it, and when people talk about it, then great, they'll make note about it. That's why in the end of May, again, March going to be re-released. We'll see what happens. And like I said, just be patient about it. Say something about it, and maybe Nintendo will hear you. Alright, so that's my thoughts on the recent happening on Amiibo, or as some people call it now, Amiibo Genden, because again, trying to pre-order Amiibo, you don't have a big window. And trying to order some places, computer crashes because it's just too much demand. And even if you're there, you can't even pre-order them. It isn't unfortunate, but we'll see what happens in the long run. We'll see what happens in September. Because like I said, once they get used to doing Amiibo, maybe in the long run, they are going to get better. Alright, so with that, the next topic I'm going to be talking about is my full thoughts on Nintendo going to mobile and Nintendo's next hardware machine, because we don't know, it's either a console or a portable or maybe it's a fusion, Project NX.